Guys, Ridgeside K9 Britney here. I am the new kid on the block. I am here at the facility in Winchester on a Sunday. I'm not really sure where to look at my phone, but I am working my board and trains here today because the training never stops. Even on a Sunday, we have to hustle, get these reps in with these dogs. I just wanted to make a little video for you guys to show how persistent training can resolve a lot of minor behavioral issues. I'm not talking about aggression. I'm not talking about things that are genetically predisposed in your dog, whether it's because of their breed disposition or their temperament, or just kind of like who they were when they were born. I'm talking about behavioral issues that have been created or allowed to manifest through a lack of structure, a lack of guidance and boundaries when the dog was young. So right now, today, I have three female German Shepherds, a little bit unruly for their owner. They have some inter-household aggression issues, but it really is just kind of a management thing. So let me introduce you to these girls. We have Piper. She is a working line German Shepherd, and she is always ready to do something. I'm here in our day training room, all by myself, getting these reps in. Piper is a workaholic. She always wants to do something. She needs to be mentally stimulated at all times, or she's gonna get herself into trouble. She loves toys, loves food. She's actually a really cool dog, but she's not the easiest dog to manage for a pet household. She's about 3.5 years old. And here we have Harley right in front of me. She's a sweet, sweet girl, a little bit of anxiety, but generally she's a good-natured pup. And here we have Charlotte, who is 10 months old, long-haired German Shepherd. Sweet, but a little bit of a stinker. She hasn't had any rules in her life so far. So the big thing with these girls, other than the aggression, is they just have no rules at home. So particularly Harley and Piper have never allowed their owner to be able to trim their nails. That may resonate with some of you. A lot of folks have issues with this. It's really something that should be done when your dog is a puppy. But if you got your dog when they were older, if they were a rescue, sometimes they have the opportunity to establish this idea that they don't like having their feet handled or they don't like having their nails trimmed pretty early on, and it can be a little difficult to break through that. Good girl. So I'm gonna share with you guys a little video of how I have started to counter condition using both negative punishment, so a marker, which is the word no, and then a correction, as well as positive reward. Sorry, my 4 quadrants of learning are not with me today. Positive motivation through the use of a positive marker, the word yes, or in their case, yes or good. Good is kind of the marker. Yes or free is what we use to release them. So why can't I figure out where to look? So Piper is the first one that I've worked with. She is actually also the most difficult because she's pretty strong-minded. So I had to work a little more diligently with her because she was sure that I was not going to be trimming her nails. So we start very small with our expectations and gradually work our way up, kind of systematically desensitizing them to what it is they don't like and letting them know that if they are willing to tolerate it, even for a moment, that will generate a reward. So obviously you got to have something that your dog really likes, treats, toys. With Piper, I started out with treats, And then I actually transitioned to a tennis ball because she's very, very toy driven, very ball driven. So that started to work out really well. So I'm gonna share with you guys a little, some clips of these, of the sequence that took place with Piper so far. My goal was to start with one nail and then release her and allow her to play with her toy, and then do 2 nails, release her and allow her to play with her toy. I'm also making sure I'm very careful not to quick her. I'm only taking off the very, very tip of her nails. They're very long anyway, so I can't take off much, but it's the first step in the process of her understanding that having her nails trimmed is not the end of the world, and it actually can generate something really good and high value for her. So here are the clips from when I very first started with her to progressively over the course of about 10 minutes maybe. And you can see how quickly she started to pick up on the idea that her ball would come if she would just give me what I was looking for, which was a little bit of tolerance for that nail. Yes, good girl. Atta girl. Good girl. Good. All the way. Come on. Good girl. Wait. Tap, place. Yes, good girl. Good girl, Piper. Good. Hey guys, so as you can see in the second portion of the videos that I just shared, Piper was almost 180 degrees different than she was in the very first session. And the difference between those two sessions was simply a matter of about 30 minutes. I completed the first session and then allowed Piper to rest for a little while. You know, let her brain kind of digest everything that she had just learned and process some of that information. When she came back out for the second session, she was actually almost kind of seeking the place cot, which is something that I use as a form of stability while I'm also trying to decondition them to the nail trimming. So it's kind of a two-part exercise, because the place is something she now knows well enough to know that there are consequences for getting off of it. So she obviously wants to stay on it, and she also knows she gets rewards when she's on it anyway. So the place serves as a means of keeping her stable, while also working on desensitizing her to the nail trimming. And the place is something she understands, so it's easier for me to hold her accountable for what she's doing. If she tries to get off the place, then she understands she's going to receive a correction for that. If she stays on the place, she gets rewarded. So you could kind of see, I think actually she was already on the cot when the video began, but you could see she was very relaxed, you know, still ever so slightly jumpy with her feet, but I would not expect anything, I would not expect anything other than that in literally one training session, essentially. So just two rounds of the very first attempt at starting to desensitize her to that whole process. Hopefully this is something I can transfer to her owner, and make their life a lot easier as well. So I think if I just look right here, I'm actually looking at you guys. But that concludes my first vlog here at Ridgeside Canine. I hope it was helpful to you in some way. If we can help you with any of your needs with your dog, please give us a call. Right, Charlotte? There she is. Good girl. Thanks, guys.